Hi. Today's topic is abusive relationships. I believe it's something that we've either witnessed on TV or personally, or we're going through right now, or we've been through, or we're watching a friend go through. But regardless, it is still a problem, and it's something that we need to talk about. And so I'm going to share a personal story about this, which is actually new to everyone who personally knows me. I was in a relationship with this guy, and I really liked this guy. I decided I was gonna try something new. I was gonna give this guy a chance. Maybe I was being a little too shallow or whatever, but I decided that everyone deserves a chance. You're innocent until proven guilty. And so it started off really nice. He was very flattering, and it's usually how it starts off. And he's like, I'm gonna be here for you. I love you. You're this, you're that. Stuff that I had told myself in the mirror before, which I think every girl or guy should do every once in a while. You should tell yourself that you love yourself, so that when things like this, maybe I wasn't telling myself enough. So when things like this come along, you don't fall for it. And so he was like, I really don't like when you hang out with guys. So I'm like, okay, maybe because this guy has a crush on me, and maybe it makes you feel uncomfortable. I can understand that. Sly way. So then it got to the point where he was like, those girls you hang out with, I don't like them either. And I was like, maybe it's because they don't have boyfriends, maybe they don't understand what it's like to be in high school and having a boyfriend, having to balance basketball and school and then a boyfriend. So, maybe you think that their single life is going to impact our relationship. I can understand that. Cool. So then it got to the point where he was like, so you think that you smart or whatever because you studying or this, and you ain't gonna be nothing, and you want to be a lawyer and it's never gonna happen, and you're trying to be this and it's not gonna happen. You're just this African American, but of course you can imagine the way that he is. Little girl that came from Detroit, and you're never gonna do anything or be anything. No one's gonna notice you. No one's gonna hear you. You got a voice, but you don't use it. And so, it caught me off guard because I'm like, this is a person who is like telling me that they love me. They want to be there for me. I'm there for them, and it confused me because it's like I don't understand. Where is this coming from? And then we got a little older, and it got to the point where he involved other girls in it. He was like, well, I'm gonna talk to other girls. You're not gonna talk to any other guys, and all this other jazz. By that time, I was interested in joining the Navy, so focused on becoming a lawyer. But he was like, you're lazy, you're this, you're that, you're nothing, nobody wants you, no one's gonna talk to you, you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're too this. I'm only 5'8". Like, dude, really? You're too smart. No one was gonna want to talk to you because you intimidate people. You can't do this, you can't do that because you're from Detroit, because you're this, because you're that, because your dad didn't even want to be with you. That's what hurt the most. That really hurt. I can take being punched in the face, but it's hard to get punched in the heart. At least when you get punched in the face, you can see it coming, but not something like that. It's like a gut wrenching feeling. And he's like, you might as well basically just become a prostitute and just basically sleep with me because I have money, because I'm going to go to the NFL and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. That's when I got up and I left. He had torn down my friendship. He had torn apart single-handedly my relationship with my cousin. And it wasn't because I let it, it's because that she saw it and I was kind of nonchalant about it. He told me that I was going to Michigan State at the time. I never wanted to go to school, but I was going to try it. Told me that I would never be good enough to go to school. that no one's gonna want me because I'm this little 18-year-old girl coming from this huge city where most people are expected not to make it. Basically, that I'm a statistic, that my father didn't want me. What makes you think that anyone else is gonna want you? If your own parent can't love you. That's when I looked in the mirror and I had to tell myself that from this day on, I'm going to be successful. I've been successful thus far, but we're about to kick it up 10 times. And for anyone who's ever been through any mental abuse, I understand your pain. I know what it's like. It hurts like hell, especially to have someone that you know you're supposed to care about just turn around and just say these things to you. I looked in the mirror and I told myself that regardless to what happened, that I was going to be successful. Less than 6 months later, I'm now a Navy SEAL. I'm a culinary specialist. I make more money than he will probably ever make. And I'm going to continue to increase that. I have the ability, I have in the palm of my hand the ability to go to any school, not in my country, but in the world, for free. And after I get out of basic training, I'm going to buy a brand new car off the lot, which he probably won't be able to do until about 10 years from now, if that. Tell me that I wouldn't have a Range Rover before I was 25. I'm studying to be a JAG officer, which is a lawyer in the military. I will have it before I'm 30. I will have it before I'm 22. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't make it when God has already told you that you will. No one has the power to determine your life. Only you can decide whether or not you're going to be a statistic. Technically, I should have about 2 kids attached to my hip because my biological father wasn't there. And I don't have one. Most people say that their diploma is just a piece of paper. My diploma tells me that I graduated high school without a child. That when I walked across that stage, it was just me. I didn't have any obligations other than to myself. I graduated. I didn't have sex in high school. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do drugs. I didn't do anything that most teenagers are doing. I didn't even party. I studied. And now I'm a freaking in the Navy, basically. I'm a sailor. And he's still trying to get into a D1 school. Never let anyone define who you are. You are whoever God tells you that you are. You just have to grab hold of it. Everyone in this world has purpose. You just have to go out and fulfill it. Everyone in this world is special, regardless of what anyone has ever told you in your entire life, regardless of whether your mother was a crackhead or your father was a billionaire. You are someone, and you have your own dreams, and you have everything that you need in the palm of your hands. You just have to grab it. You are whatever you see, whatever you hear, but you have to put it in your own head first. There are some people whose parents mentally abuse them, but in all honesty, my thing is, do you honestly think that if you didn't have a purpose, that God would waste His time creating you? It's something to think about there. There's nothing on this earth that has been put here in vain. And if you are being abused right now, there is hope for you. My number is 1-800-799-SAFE. It's 1-800-799-3224. And go get help.